Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Crescent.
And I'm Justin Riley, and we are here at Prairieland Towing in Sun Prairie. And this is such a cool place because if you've never seen, and I doubt you haven't, if you've never seen the trucks that are part of the huge Prairieland Towing fleet, you'll instantly recognize them once you do see them for the first time because they are usually covered with superheroes. And what's really interesting is I found out that they actually design all this stuff in-house.
They do, yeah. Todd, the owner, was telling me, I was asking about how do they get Spider-Man on the side of their
Right.
truck, and they do it with their own sign company, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
You can't miss these trucks if you're out and about. So
superheroes on the side of the road.
right, exactly. There you go.
We're also talking CrossFit. It's coming to Madison, so we've been meeting with a lot of gyms in the area, and CrossFit Connex is coming on a little bit later to tell us what CrossFit is, how to get started, who it's for.
Absolutely, and one of the things I love about the idea of CrossFit is that it's really for everybody. Not anybody, but everybody. Everybody can do it. And if you are short on time, they can design a workout for you that allows for your time commitments or time parameters that you may have.
It can be really an efficient workout.
Yes, absolutely. And we're also going to talk with our good friend Brian Olson from Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. He's going to talk a little bit about the importance of duct cleaning and dryer vent cleaning, probably two of the most neglected places in our homes that we just don't ever think to clean because we don't see it.
Right.
So.
Doesn't sound like a very sexy topic, but it's important about
very
safety.
Important. Safety-wise, yeah. So
Safety-wise.
that's coming up right after the break. Stick around right here on Wisconsin Family.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at Prairieland Towing, and we are pretty excited to speak with those guys later on in the show, and I think you get to do that on your own, so I'm a little jealous. But next, we're going to talk a little bit about dryer vent and air duct cleaning, a very important topic. We caught up with Brian Olson from Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning a few weeks ago. Take a look. Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at Bachman's Pool Spas and Saunas, and we're going to be really excited to talk to those folks later on in the program. They have so much to offer here.
Clearly, their showroom is full of great stuff.
It is. It's full. It's full. But first, you may recognize this familiar face. He's an alumnus of the Dale Olson School of Hard Knocks. Brian Olson from Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. How are you, Brian?
We're doing good, thank you.
Good, good, good. Glad to have you with us today. We've talked a little bit about dryer vent cleaning in the past, but we're going to kind of switch to a similar topic, and that's air duct cleaning. So this is the system that actually delivers the air, whether it's cool or warm, to your house. So why is it so important for people to get their air ducts cleaned?
It's all about indoor air quality. The air that we breathe, the air in your house is actually dirtier than the outside air. So
Really?
if we can come in and take the dust and the debris out of the system, we spend more time in our house generally.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we're breathing quality air coming out of those air ducts.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me because I've had, I've gone to the doctors, when I've had colds during the winter time, and I always say, I'm not outside, I'm, breathing the air inside. Why am I having these issues? Why am I having these allergy issues? And they say, well, they've said that exact same thing, that the air
indoor
inside
air quality.
Yep. Wow.
Brian, how often should people do this? I imagine the answer is probably it depends.
It depends, yes.
Yeah.
You got animals and stuff, they're great companions, but they also leave their mark in the house. Every couple of years would probably be a good factor, or length of time, 2 or 3 years.
So the animal hair, the dog hair, whatever.
Yeah, it tends to get sucked into the ductwork or the return side of things, and it just sits there until
And
we're
it
able to come in and clean it up.
Probably actually catches more stuff too as it builds up, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, wow. And you have a process that you go through to clean air ducts. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that process is?
We use a RotoBrush machine, which is a high-powered vacuum. It's got a 35-foot hose on it.
Okay.
The nice thing about our process is we focus on each individual vent, rather as some companies will do a house as a whole. We're in each specific opening in your house.
Okay.
So we make sure to get each specific opening.
That's good to know.
It's a big vacuum cleaner. It rotates a brush inside and sucks the stuff back in
Yeah.
through the vacuum. So it's a self-contained unit. Dust isn't flying throughout the house.
Sure.
Very self-contained.
Sure. And the brush kind of is there to kind of scrape off the
Yep,
the
clean the
inside, so to
ductwork.
speak.
Yep, and
Yeah.
then the vacuum is the same hose, sucks it back in at the same time. So a very clean process.
I've seen some of the before and after photos of those of that process, and it's always kind of actually kind of fun.
Interesting.
Very
Yes.
satisfying.
Yep.
I imagine this is something someone, if you're buying a home, a used home, that this might be something you'd consider.
We do a lot of work for people moving into new houses. You know, they move in and previous owners had animals or whatever. Older houses, the house tends to smell. We can come in and we can take that odor out of there and clean the ductwork.
Cigarette smoke too for.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that you've seen? I just have to ask that.
Well, I know we new houses we tend to get a lot of construction debris.
Okay.
Drywall dust, chunks of drywall, chunks of wire, whatever.
Sure.
Back during the boom, Friday afternoon cleanup was a lot of sweeping the house up into the nearest opening,
Really?
as opposed to putting it in a garbage can. You get downtown into the older houses; they've been there 100 years, whatever. Those are the interesting ones.
Yeah.
That is layers of stuff in there, and it's not a pleasant process, but the results are good.
Were you hoping for some secret treasure?
I was hoping to find some skeletons in somebody's closet at some point. maybe.
Dead animals. You talk about skeletons.
Wow.
Really?
There
Wow.
are
Really?
animal
I mean, like
skeletons
rodents
in-
that have, you know.
Yeah, they make a home in there
Gotten
and
a home, okay.
don't quite make it to the
quite make it
to the
out.
promised land. You know.
Make it to the promised land. It's a good way of putting it. So, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? What's how can
Check our
people-
website out.
Okay.
As far as the price goes, we don't have to come out and look at the property and
Mm-hmm.
give you a price. Generally, what I do is people call, I take an address, Google Maps, look the property up, see how many square feet they've got,
Oh, okay.
and I'm able to determine how long it's going to take and price point there.
Yeah. And you guys recently moved into a new location over on Madison's southwest side.
Yep.
That's going well for you?
It's going well.
Did you have your ducks cleaned before you moved in?
There's a different system there. We have
Oh,
a
okay.
mini split system there. Maybe one day we can talk about mini splits and the benefits of mini split system. But
There you go. Okay, that's interesting. Good topic right there. And then you guys are moving, your family, you and your family are
Yes.
moving at the end of July, you said?
the end of this month.
The end of this month, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But-
So
wow.
we're going to have the air ducts cleaned there. I'm going to send my guy out there, give him the property address, give him a code to get in, and see what the results are.
Wow. So, and by this time next month, I'm thinking that you'll be a father for the third time, and
We
you'll
will.
be in your
Very
new home.
excited.
Yes.
Another baby on the way. Not sure we don't know what it's going to to be.
You're kind of keeping
Surprise
that
for us.
secret.
Yep. So we have one girl, we have one boy. We have clothes for both of them.
There you go. Well, you're set. You're set. Well, Brian Olson from Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning, we always learn so much from you. Thank you so much for coming on
Thanks for
today.
having me.
Some fantastic information, really important to get those things checked out. And we're going to come back right here at Prairie Land Towing here in Wisconsin Family. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are out in Sun Prairie today at Prairie Land Towing, where they have superheroes on the side of their vehicles. I think we're going to learn a little bit more about why and maybe the history.
They definitely win the award for most colorful truck.
They are
in
actually
Dane
really
County.
for a tow truck. They're pretty
Right.
darn good looking trucks. Right now we're talking CrossFit and learning a lot about CrossFit since it's coming to Madison this summer. And with us right now we have Brian Welker. He's the head coach and owner of CrossFit Connex. Thanks for joining us today, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start there. I think CrossFit is still new for a lot of people, even though it's been around in Madison. Describe for our viewers what CrossFit is.
Right. So CrossFit defined is constantly varied functional movements at high intensity. So constantly varied, we're not doing the same thing every day. Whether it's weightlifting, whether it's gymnastics, running, rowing, jump rope, a very variety of movements in any order and in different time domains. So we could do a 40-minute workout, we could do a 5-minute workout. and the intensity is based off of what our abilities are.
In fact,
Okay.
that's kind of a common, I don't know, lingo term in CrossFit world is WOD,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
WOD, workout of the day.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Workout of the day. That's interesting.
Yep.
It's always different.
So I think some people might hear high intensity and they think, yeah, that's not for me. Who is CrossFit for?
So CrossFit is for everybody. The idea of CrossFit is that our workouts should differ in degree, not in type. So we should
Okay.
do the same workouts as an Olympic athlete, same as our grandparents. It's just in the degree that we do it. So my father is 70 years old, and he's doing the same workouts that everybody else does. We bring the weights down. We decrease the level of difficulty on some of the gymnastics movements,
Sure.
but he's doing the same workouts, and he's pushing to his abilities in order to get stronger and be more independent.
And what's neat about that is you can have those two different athletes at two different levels working side by side.
Absolutely, and then they're going to high five each other afterwards,
Yeah.
and they're sharing sweat the whole time. So it's an awesome experience.
Sharing sweat. That doesn't sound too appealing to me. Oh,
Let's talk about the benefits of CrossFit. Why should people try this?
So the reason why we do CrossFit is to increase our work capacity. Whether we need to be independent later in our years, or as we're younger, we want to be active and do the things outside of the gym. For many of our athletes, they have kids. They want to be able to run around and play with their kids, or go join the volleyball league at the local bar. They want to be able to be active and keep up. So sometimes when if we aren't as active, we aren't able to do the activities we want
Right.
to do.
Right. So kind of pushing your body so that you're able to do those things that you want to do, keeping up with the kids and the grandkids even, and that sort of thing.
Right.
I think that's really putting strength to the phrase of it's not about adding years to your life, it's adding life to your years, right?
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're just full of them today.
Full of something.
So you mentioned that CrossFit, or you said that CrossFit is really for everyone. Is there any sort of prerequisite or readiness that somebody has to be at before starting CrossFit?
Not at all. Anybody is capable of walking in the door and starting right away. So we have plenty of coaches that have come from all different walks of life. Previous college athletes, people that just wanted to get fit and have done it over the years and have learned the movements and learned the proper guidance. So anybody coming off the street, we can scale and modify as needed.
Walk in off the street. I like that.
What would you say is the hardest part?
So actually going off of that, the hardest part is just crossing the door. Getting that mentality of, okay, I want to better myself, and I'm gonna walk in and do something that's gonna make me better than I was the day before.
I could see how it would be scary though. I mean, you think everyone's going to be fit and know what they're doing, and you're the newbie, and so it could be intimidating, but it sounds like you're ready to help people.
Absolutely. Everybody that's come into the doors of CrossFit Connex had that initial like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to feel. I had it as when I started out too, and after I kept showing up, I loved it, and I've never turned back.
I think it's really important that you've actually experienced that yourself. That's going to help you
Yeah.
relate to those new folks that are
Absolutely,
feeling
Absolutely.
concerned.
Yep. And you're located sort of on the south side of town, kind of near the Madison-Fitchburg border.
Yeah, just south of the Beltline.
Yep. And there's a number of different folks in our area who have CrossFit gyms. Why CrossFit Connex?
CrossFit Connex is great because we have an awesome community. We have great coaches. We love to have fun. I think as we get older and we hear exercise, and sometimes it's not always fun. I'm not going to go out and run for 2 hours. I want to come in for an hour, shake hands,
Right.
high five, do a workout with each other, hang out, and talk about life afterwards.
Right.
So we love to have fun at CrossFit Connex, and it's not always about how much weight you can lift or how fast you can run.
Sure.
It's having fun with your friends.
I'm guessing you also probably do, the workout's probably all encompassing. You do a warm-up workout and then cool down.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing that I've learned about CrossFit is that you can really adjust for how much time you have to do the workout too,
Absolutely.
and still try to meet your needs in terms of whatever physical goals you might have.
Right.
Which is really appealing for a lot of folks who are just very, very busy. They want to be able to just walk in and know that they're going to get a great workout, cool down, feel good, and then walk out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Brian, we have only a little bit of time left, and I wanted you to mention the Memorial Day workout. We have like under 30 seconds.
Okay.
Can you mention
Yeah,
it?
so on Memorial Day, we'll be hosting a Memorial Day Murph workout, which we do every Memorial Day, and then following that, we'll do a cookout. So come on out. We'll do some running, some body weight movements, and then you can stick around and have a burger or brat.
Is that free or?
Yeah, free for anybody.
Wow. Okay, on Memorial Day at CrossFit Connex.
Yep.
And you're on Perry Street in Madison.
Yep.
And we're at Prairie Land Towing. We'll be right back.
'Cause every day is a new day. Every day is a new day.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Justin and I have been in Sun Prairie today at Prairie Land Towing. And this is our final segment with the guys at Prairie Land Towing. With me, I have Eric, Mike, and Todd Menzel here, the head dog at Prairie Land Towing. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Superheroes on the road. Let's get started, Todd, about some of the services that Prairie Land offers.
Well, Eric can help us with that.
We actually do roadside service, whether it's at your home, local business. We do anything from tire changes to unlocking vehicles to battery replacing, also heavy duty to light duty services from accident recoveries as a minor one-car accident to a semi-tractor trailer rolled over spillage. We clean that all up. We actually also have a full-size auto facility that's AAA approved, and we have authorized through Napa Auto Care Center also.
Well, good grief, I think we could do a whole segment just on the services you offer. And I think there's a lot of things in there that people forget about. Actually, just yesterday at the office, someone was getting a tow. I think we think of the side of the road a lot and forget that you might need help at your home or your office. And then there are the cleanup services, too, that I thought was
Correct.
interesting in your mention. Is this a question for
Yes,
Todd?
this is a question.
Yeah, I'm thinking, how did you get started? I am curious about why the superheroes on the side of the trucks. These are really gorgeous tow trucks.
Well, first of all, we started in about 1984. My father started the business, and he passed away when we were pretty young, about 12 and 14. My mother, Jeannie, has been all part of the business all along, and she continued the image and the vision. My brother and I continue to help with the operations and grow the operations. We've been in Sun Prairie for a long time, and we have operations throughout Wisconsin, Sun Prairie, Stoughton, Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well. And we have a few operations in Iowa. So we're in Des Moines, North Liberty, and Council Bluffs too. So all across Wisconsin and Iowa, we have facilities that help you out in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, I did not know that. And I have seen one of your trucks that says "in loving memory of Dad."
Absolutely. Every truck, every vehicle we have has that saying on there.
Oh, okay. And I didn't know you were in Iowa, too. You've been a busy guy. Let's talk about response time. I think that's always a big concern for folks. Is there an average that you can...
Yeah, I mean, typically, we try to respond as safe and as fast as possible to every call. Typical response times on any day, usually like 30 to 45 minutes for just somebody at their house or whatnot. Nothing that's urgent. And then police calls or accidents, we tend to try to be there 10 to 15 minutes.
Definitely a priority, I would think.
Absolutely.
Is that something that changes with the season? So, like in winter, there's just more calls?
Yeah,
Or-
and traffic's moving slower, so obviously we have to avoid that. And then the secondary accidents are a big thing too. So anytime that we're coming up on an accident scene, you always got to worry about everything downstream.
And that's what you mean by secondary accident.
Right.
And are you two guys, well, are all three of you someone that could be in the truck that's pulling up?
Absolutely.
Good to know.
Could be.
Could be.
Would be.
Important stuff here. What if someone's involved in an accident? What advice do you have?
So if you're involved in a crash, first and foremost, remember that the lane of travel is not the safest place to be. So if you're in the middle of the traffic, in the middle of the lane, we have a steer it clear law in Wisconsin. That means if you're at all possible to move your vehicle, steer your vehicle to the shoulder and get out of the actual live traffic. So a lot of people have the old school way of thinking of, I'm going to leave my vehicle exactly where it is. I want the police to show up and decide what exactly happened. The police, fire, and EMS, they all have the technology and the knowledge and the wherewithal to understand what happened and how the situation went down. So please move your vehicle if you possibly can. Second of all is know where you are. Know your surroundings. You're going to call 911, make sure you're okay. Let them know exactly where you are. If you have a landmark, if you know the last exit you passed, those are all important things to contact emergency services and let them know if there's any injuries and whatnot. Beyond that is to give some space between you and a potential secondary crash like Soup talked about.
a secondary crash is a crash that we have a little more control over, meaning that if the vehicle is not in the lane of traffic, if we move the vehicle out of lane of traffic, that secondary crash might not happen. If we remove ourselves from being so close to live traffic, we may not get hit again. So give yourself some space. Inside your vehicle may be a safe place, but it may not be. So walk into the ditch line, walk further away from the roadway, get away from where those potential accidents are going to happen again and again. And then, of course, know who you're going to call. So before the accident occurs, have a Google Place page or a business card of who you're going to call, so you know exactly your son, daughter, wife, husband, anybody that gets in an accident, they know who to call. So it is your vehicle, and you do have a choice of who transports your vehicle after the accident.
So when you say knowing who to call, are you saying like have it ahead of time as a contact in your phone? Or?
Exactly, either a contact or just even print off a Google Places page and put it in your glove box with your registration card or your insurance card. So when you're in that situation, you're frantic, you're not thinking clearly, you want to give that officer or that particular emergency responder information of where you want your vehicle to go.
I think that's a really good idea. I hadn't thought about that. And it is so true. When you're involved in something like that, you're shaken up.
Absolutely.
And it helps if you have things already in line and in place to look at. So why choose Prairieland? There's other tow companies out there besides the good-looking trucks.
Right, and the good-looking guys. Well, it's a second-generation family-owned business. I've been here a long time, working with these guys. We strive every day to treat everybody else within the community world like family. We try to make ease any situation that people are in because they're haywire. They don't know how to respond to things. So we try to calm them down and put a smile on their face by the end of the day, and just relieve the pressure from them.
How long have you been with Prairieland Towing?
I've been this is going on my 10th year. So
wow, okay.
they treat me well, and it's a good family place to work.
Boy, there's a lot of value not only to your experience in the work itself, but helping people, knowing what it's like for them to be in that situation and nervous, unsure, maybe, I don't know, scared,
Right.
I guess.
The best, we get a lot of thank yous, and you get the little old lady that gives you the hug, and it just makes your day because you know that you made their day, and you
Or the
made-
best of a bad situation,
right,
at least.
the best you could, right. So usually I get people laughing by the end of the tow, and they love it.
Or by the end of this interview.
Yeah, right.
Eric, how long have you been with Prairieland?
I've been around for 11 years now. I've started right at the bottom, brought myself to the top, and I enjoy working here, especially with these guys. We're a family here, and just like we want to treat everyone else like a family and make them feel great and comfortable, and at the end of the day, as long as they're happy, that's what really counts here.
Excellent. I'm sure the boss is happy to hear that too.
And we've been around since 1984, so we're not going anywhere,
Yeah.
and plan on making things good.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to add, Todd? We have just a little bit of time left.
Just remember, Prairieland Towing, 877-4TOW now. Put it in your phone, put it in your glove box, put it wherever you need to have it, because we'll be there when you need us the most.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Todd, so much for having us here. Can I get a tour of the trucks later?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Wisconsin Family.
The beat, clap your hands, let's take